Welcome back to The American Dream. In season 2, one of the things that's so exciting about this is we're not just talking about businesses anymore. We're diving into the personal stories of the business owners, the personal aspect of growth, ambition, and really whatever this American Dream thing is that we all keep talking about is what I love about it.
And I think that's my favorite part. Being able to help host these segments, you get to find out who people really are. And I think having the shift now, being out here in the real world where it actually happens, you get to dive into people's story just a little bit more, see where their passion comes from, see what they do every single day. It makes sense. Why didn't we do this earlier?
It's a good question.
We do it in the spirit of going against the grain of the negative media, giving inspiring information, and having people walk away from our show with something of value.
You're seeing a disruption in both the real estate and the mortgage space.
A lot of people are just not willing to put in the work.
What video does is that it demands an emotional response.
You know what I love about the show? It's totally unscripted. One of the things about a company like ours is, as we're showcasing the American Dream, we're also learning about the company itself, right?
Absolutely.
So I think listening and learning is what really makes entrepreneurship and companies better.
Yeah. And then it catches like wildfire. So who knows who they're going to inspire next. And it's just, that's what entrepreneurship is all about.
Absolutely. Being in 23 cities with New York City right now is such a huge accomplishment. And we're going to film today's show at Bootlegger is great because Errol, the founder himself, actually came from very small beginnings and became something really impressive. I cannot wait to meet him.
Yeah, well, I'm excited. Let's go meet him.
All right, let's do it.
Hi there.
So nice to meet you.
Absolutely.
Oh, congratulations, brother.
Thank you so much, and welcome to Bootlegger.
Thank you. I mean, we just talked a little on the way here, but congratulations on your success.
Thank you so much. Well, I wish I could take it all, but we have a great team here, so.
Tell us about this establishment. Like, what was the idea? You call it Bootlegger, you had it on this corner. I mean, what was the concept?
Well, the great thing about Bootlegger, it's just a culmination of a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you knew this, but there was 2 other businesses, bar restaurants that were here prior to us, but we just hit it really well. My partners, all coming from the bar industry, really wanted to do our own thing, and we just happened upon this and really brought something special to this corner of the neighborhood, and we're just been excited to have.
Very excited about today's power interview coming from the Robbins family, a name that everybody knows. Jairek Robbins with Jairek Robbins Companies is a performance coach. Going to talk to you a little bit about his story, but also empowering your American dream. Jairek, thanks for coming on the show, man.
Hey, thanks for having me. Nice to see you all.
Yeah, you got a hell of a story. So you had less than a week left to live while you were doing charity work. Real quick, tell us that story.
So I was working teaching organic farming in a village over in Uganda, and I got malaria twice. There was no running water, no toilets, no electricity, just rural farming village. And we were teaching them how to retill the land that had been poisoned by some illegal pesticides that were sold to the local farmers there. And so in the work, malaria was rampant. And so I got malaria. And I remember sitting down at 20 years old thinking, A, that was not the plan. That was never what we wanted to accomplish. And then B, the concept of what am I going to do? Like, I can't get home to see my family. My bucket list seemed to now fade away because how am I going to buy a house, start a business, finish school, and do all the things I wanted to do? And then what it really came down to, if I was going to have any chance at having some type of dream life in that moment, I had to redesign what my daily life was going to look like for these next 6 days to figure out how to make it a life that I lived fully, I loved deeply, and hopefully I did something that mattered far beyond my physical presence here on this planet. And so that became the goal. I called it, designing my ideal day, which was how would you design the type of day where if you died at the end of that day, you would high-five yourself on the way out and feel damn proud that you did it.
Well, pretty incredible story. What I love about what you're doing now is, we see online there's a lot of coaches and life coaches. You're niched in a unique way where you're a performance coach. So you work with entrepreneurs, business owners who already have their act together, but you're actually enhancing their performance. Explain what that means to you.
So it's really simple. We look at people who, like you said, they have their act together, they're doing good, but deep down inside, they know they could be doing better. And so we look at them from a human standpoint and say, how's your sleep? You know, the sweet spot for sleep is 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep per night. If you're getting less than 5 after 2 days, you're considered cognitively the equivalent of being drunk in the way you psychologically make decisions and perform. So
Wow.
7.5 to 8 hours of sleep. And is it high quality sleep? Are you getting high REM sleep, which allows your glial cells to cleanse your brain and get the neurotoxins out? Are you getting deep sleep, which replenishes your body and makes you stronger and more capable and replenishes you for the next day? So we use a meditation device. It's a medical grade EEG scan of their brain every morning. I have a dashboard that I can see how well they're able to calm and clear their brainwaves every morning. So we know that they're able to stay aware of the chaos, yet totally focused on the task at hand. And if you can't do it for 10 minutes in the morning, I guarantee you can't do it throughout the day.
So
What's
fascinating about this, Jairek, is you're not just speaking on stage and giving rah-rah around, you need to eat right, be healthy. You're actually measuring these things, and like a athlete, you're measuring performance and looking at the analytical things on this.
Exactly. We're tracking the data and we're looking at metrics and we're looking for what's real. My thought is I consider every one of our clients or people we work with as a performance athlete, just like an Olympic athlete. If you were to show up at Olympic training camp, the first thing we need to figure out is how fast can you actually run if running is your sport.
Sure.
So we put you on the track and we measure you. We figure out what your sleep looks like, nutrition, mindfulness. The one I didn't get to, which is interesting, is even your breath pattern all day. There's a little device that goes on your belt, tracks your breathing pattern, and it tells us when you're calm, when you're focused, and when you're tense. Now, people like to take pride. I've had entrepreneurs and investors and hedge fund managers go, oh, I'd probably break the thing. I'm so stressed. But here's what's wild. If you think of the 3 worst business decisions you've ever made and how much money you've lost, I guarantee it was from a place of being stressed and not calm or focused. And if I could prevent you from losing that amount of money just by helping you notice you're stressed and getting you to breathe and get back to focus, boom. It's amazing what it does for people.
Jairek, thanks so much for coming on the show. You got an incredible journey. I know the best is still to come with you. Thank you for sharing it on our show here today. We'll have you on again soon. Appreciate it, man.
Of course. Thank you.
All right. What better illustration of the American dream than Jairek Robbins? What a great story. All right, more of the show coming up next.
Wow, they're killing it in the market. Speaking of killing it, how you doing here?
Bootlegger's crushing it.
All right?
Yeah.
So I've been staring at this bell all day. What's up with the bell?
So funny story is when we first opened, as you can tell, there's a fire truck going here almost every 5 minutes. We wanted to do something with that. And at the same time, this new spirit came on board, called Fireball. I'm sure you've heard of it.
I love Fireball.
Yeah. So every time the fire truck comes around, we do this. $4 shots of Fireball, and the place goes nuts.
Welcome back to the American Dream. This time I've got with me Katie Messenger. She's a realtor with Keller Williams Realty. Katie, thanks so much for coming on the American Dream.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So we are talking about foreclosures today. I would love to know, what are some of the options for someone who may be having a difficult time keeping up with payments?
Sure. I think this is a really important topic to talk about right now because the language has been everything's hot, everything's moving. However, there's a whole subset of people that maybe aren't getting the attention they need or don't know where to go for answers. So there's a few options. One is we can try and get the payments back up to a non-delinquent status, so that way they can try and keep the home. We can work with the mortgager to try and figure out what that would look like for them, if it's a refinance or helping find some family members that might be able to help contribute. The other option that is probably easier is to do what's called a short sale, and that would be to find a buyer for the property before it goes into foreclosure status, and that way we can eliminate all the phone calls, all the letters from the banks, and let them move on to the next chapter of their life.
Sure. So you said short sale is an option. What exactly is a short sale, and why would someone need to do one?
A short sale is when somebody has more money in the house than what it's worth, and they're getting a little bit behind on the payments. They can't keep up. So they work with a real estate agent and an attorney to help negotiate to sell the house for less than what is owed. So it's short of what is owed on the property. Somebody may want to do this again to avoid foreclosure. There's no fees involved with doing a short sale. Everything is just erased at the end of the day, and people can move on and eventually buy another property in as little as about 3 years.
Katie, you sound like you are one of those resources. You seem to know a lot about foreclosures. Now, what is one piece of advice you could give someone who might be facing foreclosure?
Don't be afraid to ask for help. It's a very difficult time. I understand, nobody wanted to be in this situation in the first place. Most people facing this situation have had either a death or a loss of job or a divorce or some sort of tragic event kind of being thrown at them. It's okay, it happens, we are here to help. Just don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help and guidance in order to get you out of the situation. There's plenty of resources for you.
Katie, I know you don't deal with just foreclosures. You've got a listing on the market that isn't a foreclosure. Would you like to touch on it?
Sure. This is a really unique property. It's over on Watterson Trail in J-Town. It's actually just over 4 acres. It's an old farmhouse style. It's gorgeous. It's got 3 bedrooms with an optional space for a 4th bedroom. Beautiful original features, big detached 30 by 30 outbuilding and an attached garage, and it's got a beautiful creek in the front yard as well. So really unique property right in the middle of the city.
Sounds so charming. If you have any questions on foreclosures or this listing, contact Katie. Thank you again for being on The American Dream. We look forward to having you back again.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for watching The American Dream. We'll be right back with more. Welcome back to The American Dream. I've got 2 very special guests with me today. We're going to speak with Monica Young. She's a realtor with Champion Properties. She's brought with her Mike Mulrooney. He is the founder of Shirley's Way. Mike and Monica, thanks so much for being here with us on The American Dream.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course. So today we want to talk about the importance of realtors and other entrepreneurs being a part of the community and supporting local charities and events. Monica, why do you think that's so important for agents?
As a realtor, I think we have a great opportunity to get to know not only the needs of our clients, but our communities. We see a lot. We're out there, daily. I think it's important to promote local charities and people who are doing great things for the community, and that's why I have Mike Mulrooney on with me today.
Awesome. Now, Mike, I know you are the founder of Shirley's Way. What exactly is Shirley's Way? What do you guys do? I know it's a nonprofit. What is your mission?
Well, our mission is we help actual cancer patients with everyday utilities, food, rent, mortgage, things like that. When my mom passed away in 2013, a few weeks before she died, lots of friends and family came by and I was sitting around telling stories of different things, and it always went to cancer and different loved ones they had that were sick and couldn't afford basic necessities of life. So after Mom died, I promised her we would do something a little different, and here we are. We started Shirley's Way.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry to hear that, but to continue her legacy in such a profound way and make that the change and the catalyst for something awesome, I think is a really wonderful thing. What kind of events have you guys put on for raising any kind of awareness or raising money? What are some of the events you've put on?
We've done several things. Well, the first thing we did, at the time a bunch of us were runners, and we started a little 5K here at a park in Louisville, and it went over pretty well. This year will be our 6th one. We've done that. We have a glow-in-the-dark golf scramble that we do every year right around Derby time in Louisville, and we've actually got our gaming license about this time last year. And gaming in Kentucky is pretty big, and it's been very fruitful for us.
That's great, Monica. I'm sure these events are probably somewhere you could bring your clients to and really get people involved in the community. And it's so important to, I think, as a real estate agent, connect people with community. Do you feel the same?
I do, and I've had the great opportunity of knowing Mike for a long time and watched him create this charitable organization and have been able to watch it grow, and the amazing things he's done for the community and bringing people together. It's really awesome.
That is so wonderful. It truly is. So how long have you two known each other?
Since high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Few years.
I love the sound of that. So it's just two people really making a huge difference. What do you see for the future of Shirley's Way? What do you guys have coming up?
We have quite a few things coming up. We have a nice concert event coming up November 3rd. Is an event. The Villbillies and several different national acts are coming at Diamonds on Barrett Avenue, and it's going to be a great event. But I see the future is expanding in possibly some different cities. We had talked to a group of people in Lexington, working with some of the hospital staff there to potentially start a small chapter in Lexington, Kentucky, and we spun off a small chapter in Tennessee this year. So it's slowly growing, getting some legs. But when people find out what we do with the money, they just can't believe that the need is so huge. And this year alone, we've given away $150,000. So it's a huge need in the community.
Wow, that is a ton of money, and I'm loving seeing the difference that you are making. And I'm wishing you all the best in continuing to grow. And Monica, I appreciate you bringing Mike on to talk about something other than just Soul Real Estate, because it is so important. And we're excited to have you two on here. We're looking forward to seeing you again.
Thank you, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks so much for watching The American Dream. We'll be right back with more.
Well, Errol, that was an awesome segment.
Yeah, that was.
But you know what's even more awesome?
What's that?
Tom Cruise and cocktail.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I got a little Tom Cruise in me.
Well, let's see what you got, Tom.
Okay.
Oh, that was actually awesome.
One of the amazing things about the American Dream Show is we have an opportunity to showcase business entrepreneurs and not just talk about their companies and why they're successful. We talk about the ingredients that went into their success, kind of their storylines. And before we kick to this segment, you showed me how to make your signature drink, right, which is
the Broken Butterfly.
The Broken Butterfly. And I thought it was so appropriate because a drink like this takes a lot of simple ingredients to make an amazing thing, just like a company or a great story. So I'm gonna try to recreate this drink right now, while Errol tells us how he went from barback to tech entrepreneur in 10 years.
Yeah. Started off as a barback way back in Maryland before I moved out here, and I used working in the industry just to get me from A to B, pay my way through college.
Yep.
Through all that, I really learned what I really enjoyed in life. I mean, I did try different things. You know, I graduated in finance, worked in the finance world, even my hand in the real estate. I worked as an LO for a couple years, in 02 to 07. But through those different changes, through the markets and everything like that, I always came back here.
Yeah.
And fast forward to about 2009, when even though the market was not as great as it should be, the hospitality industry was thriving.
Sure.
So a lot of downtown venues that you'd see, I actually had my hand in helping open. So my first sidebar was one of the smaller clubs, and then Stingaree was a larger one.
Yeah.
And so that story kind of followed me a long way through it, just all the connections and contacts, and kind of how we started Bootlegger through all my friends that worked in the industry. But through all that, I noticed one thing that was always a consistent problem. I was getting about, at the time, 20 to 30 phone calls, emails, texts a day from friends, even fellow business owners in the industry, to finding a job. I never saw anything for like
I'm
a
going
bartender.
for the booze right now.
Go
Is
ahead.
that okay?
Yeah, go
Keep
in right
going.
there. You're doing great, by the way.
Yeah.
This is the longest drink ever, but we love it.
I'm listening and making. Could you imagine if you were a bar patron?
Yeah.
You would walk right out the door.
Well, this is what we do every day.
Yes, much faster.
Yeah, exactly.
So talk me through it.
Yeah, so in about 2014, I was opening up a nightclub called AD Nightclub, which is no longer there, which is the ups and downs of all businesses.
Sure, yeah. Failure is important in success,
Yeah,
right?
I learned a lot. We had about 1,000 applicants come in, and my partners and I at the time, it took us forever just to find our core people.
Sure.
And so with that, we were trying to dialing in the sketch of what industry was going to be, and that's where I found my business partners.
I'm stoked.
Yeah. So let's get this drink
So
going.
this is moment of truth.
Yes.
Do I flip this over?
You're flipping it over.
Okay, I'm flipping it over.
And this is where you get to be Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise? Yeah, exactly. Do I look like Tom Cruise?
100%.
You know, here's the thing. I don't look like Tom Cruise, but I am taller, and I think about that when I compare myself to Tom Cruise.
I'll be honest.
I'm taller.
One of the reasons why I wanted a bartender is cocktail.
It's cocktail, of course. Yeah.
Okay, so
But see, I didn't want to be at TGI Fridays in Manhattan. I wanted to be down in Bermuda.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, meeting girls wearing like flowy white stuff, on vacay.
Yeah.
So what do I do? Okay, so
That's
I
a
grab
strainer.
this.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then pour it.
Yep. Strain it out.
So will you try this and tell me if I did it right?
Okay. Well, That's definitely something else. But it looks pretty. It's the right color.
Oh, that's such a bartendery thing.
Oh, yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah.
I want to do the bartendery thing.
Yeah, see,
All right.
that's tasting it. So you're not putting your thing in there. That's how you taste
That's
it.
not that bad.
No, great
That's
job.
not that bad. Thank you. And one of the cool things about the American Dream is everybody has their own interpretations of it. While we're at your bar, you have all these great patrons here. I thought it'd be fun. Why don't we ask these patrons what their version of the American Dream is?
Hi, guys.
Hey, how you doing? All right. So, you volunteered. What's your version of the American Dream?
I think my version of the American Dream is being able to pick your passion and being able to follow it until you make something that you've created in your head for so long come to fruition.
What's your interpretation of the American Dream?
You know, I believe if you have a dream, you go for it, you achieve it, and you kind of put it out there. You gotta put yourself out there. That's pretty much it.
Live and laugh with friends and people that you meet each and every day.
Being able to start from nothing and make something out of it, right? You're not stuck in any kind of box.
To laugh as much as you want.
Profound. Cheers. Thank you all so much for being involved.
So there you have it. Those are so many different versions of the American Dream. Right now, we're going to showcase one of the best brokers in your market. Check it out.
Welcome back to the American Dream. Today I've got two guests with me who are going to expand on the Airbnb policies. We've got Pam Ruckriegel. She's the broker and owner of Louisville Real Estate Pros. She's brought with her Faith Yascone. She is the owner of Yascone Enterprises, LLC. Pam and Faith, thank you so much for being here on the American Dream.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Of course. So Pam, I want to ask you the first question. I understand you're here to talk about the most common trends on the investing side of real estate. What is that?
Well, you know, typically I think everybody knows it's no secret that real estate is a path to building wealth. And there's many ways to do that, whether you maybe make a purchase of a flip property and turn it over for some fast cash and then take that on to your next project and continue there. Or you might want to make a purchase and hold that property for long-term rental. But today the trend is in making a purchase of real estate for the use as an Airbnb.
So fast cash sounds awesome, but Airbnb might sound just a little scary to some people.
Well, that's okay. You know, I've got resources for people to help them out, and that's why I've brought Faith here with me today.
Thank you.
She knows how to operate Airbnbs. I've actually sold her a few properties to do just that, and she actually runs a business to help others and consult with them as well. So I will let her talk a little bit about that.
Okay, Faith, you are the Airbnb expert. What is the most important thing for someone to consider if they are interested in turning their home into an Airbnb?
Well, for me, I feel like amenities are very important, from furnishings. Well, I think furnishing is the most important thing. You want to have enough beds. You want to make it comfortable. You want to make it a place that you would want to go to and stay. I think that's the most important thing. You don't have to spend a lot of money. A lot of people get caught up in how much is this going to cost me, but you can be smart, get it done, and actually have a wonderful setting for everybody to stay.
So Faith, what are some of the ways a person might be able to streamline that process to make that operation go a little bit more smoothly?
There are so many ways to streamline it. Digital locks with Iris, so you can set a door code anywhere. And actually having the air conditioning heating on a kind of remote service where you can do it through your iPad and turn it up or down and have it set. And I think that's very important, so you can just have the comfort level of knowing that everything's streamlined. And I feel like the door locks, I feel like that is better than actually having a key, for sure.
Absolutely, and I know some people are worried about like the cleaning process. How is it gonna get cleaned? How do you guys handle that?
Well, we actually have several different cleaners. We always keep more than one on deck, but the thing is to have multiple sheets ready, multiple towels. So when you come in and you need to be prepared, you just switch out the sheets and wash the other ones later in the sheets and towels.
Easy, so like an easy transition from one party to the next. It's easier than you think, because I'm sure people are like wondering, how does this happen? But
it's so easy.
You guys make it very easy, I can understand. So how can somebody feel safe and comfortable with strangers being in their home, potential Airbnb guests who stay at their place? What's some measures they can take to feel more comfortable?
Well, we've been doing this since 2013, and we know asking a lot of questions is the most important thing you can do. The more questions, the better. I mean, it's just very simple. And then actually being there when the guest arrives, because they will treat you like a real person if you do that.
So I want to know, Pam, thank you so much for bringing on Faith to explain these things, because it really is a perfect way for people to make money with investing in real estate. I know you have some ideas on how people can afford to make an investment in real estate too.
Yes, actually, there's multiple ways. Of course, I have access to a lot of different lenders, people who can, help get you set up with the financing to do that. But another way that people probably don't think about, that I will probably talk about in some future episodes, is using your retirement funds to create a self-directed IRA for the purchase of real estate. And I have clients that do that. And it's a really great way to use money that's really yours, but maybe that you wouldn't normally think you would have access to go ahead and make that purchase.
Wonderful. Well, Pam and Faith, I appreciate both of you coming on here and explaining Airbnb, short-term rentals, making people excited to invest in real estate. So thank you both for being on The American Dream.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be right back with more of The American Dream.
Hey folks, this is Kelly coming to you today with Prime Lending. Let's talk a little bit about why it's okay to purchase a home in the fall and the winter versus waiting till spring and the summer. The best season for you to purchase a home is the season that works best for you. While the spring, there's a lot more inventory out there. You've got a lot more people looking to buy a house. You've got sellers who can sit back and afford to be a little choosier on the offers that they will accept. Come the fall and the winter, you're going to have sellers out there who kind of sat back and maybe waited too long. This gives you more negotiating power. At this point, use this to your advantage. Ask for those amenities you wanted. Ask for a little bit lower of a price. This is going to help you and your family in the long run. Again, the best season to buy a house is the season that works best for you. This is Kelly, and this has been your Mortgage Minute. You guys stay warm.
Hey guys, we're back for week number 4 of what is a title company and why do you need one? So last week we touched upon the different types of liens that can attach to a property. So to piggyback off of those liens, that leads us into another aspect of why you need a title company, and that's for the title insurance.
So remember, title insurance protects the lender. It does not protect you. If you choose not to get an owner's policy, and if some of those liens that we discussed before come up, the new owner of the property could get stuck with those liens. Buyer beware of taking shortcuts and not getting an owner's policy. Hop on our website and our Facebook page to learn more in detail about owner's policy coverages.
We're Ken and Tina Martin with Priority National Title, and that is your title tip of this week.
Well, that was a really inspiring show. I think one of the cool things about this new season is the American Dream is going out in the field, and we're checking out business owners as they're doing some unbelievable things. Bootlegger here in California was a great place to have this show hosted. Tawny, what was your favorite part?
My favorite part was honestly meeting Errol. I've been here so many times and just have no idea about the history behind it. It's just been coming and having great drinks and food, but to be able to know where he came from, and he never stopped, and he's still growing.
Yeah. And the drink?
And the drink and the broken butterfly is amazing. So yeah, I'm excited for it all.
Yeah, that's the fun part about this business, right? Is you have alcohol. I don't think you can do that in real estate.
Without it, where would you be?
A cause of and solution to all problems. Maybe not in business, but thank you everybody for tuning in. Tawny and I had a great time at Bootlegger here in California. Thank you to Errol, and catch you next episode.